Hello, hello. Today we're talking LinkedIn tips for actors. And specifically, we're covering 3 ways that you can use LinkedIn to make more connections for your acting career. Pretty exciting, right? Today's really all about connecting and networking, and how you can use LinkedIn to do that. Let me know, for the people that are here already, let me know if you can see me or hear me. And let me know in the chat if you're currently using LinkedIn as an actor. If you're watching the replay, you can also let me know in the comments underneath the video. Welcome, Odavian. You are first. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Indra. Welcome. Let me know if you're using LinkedIn as an actor. Now, if we've never met, I'm Heidi Dean. I'm a social media expert for actors and a Backstage expert. In fact, I think I've been live for Backstage this year a gazillion times, talking Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and now LinkedIn. And like I said, today we're talking 3 ways to use LinkedIn to strengthen or create connections for your acting career. Okay. Hey, Dallas. Hi, Indra. You can see me and hear me. Let me know if you guys are using LinkedIn as an actor. Hey, Chad. Woohoo. Insta actors in the house. All right, guys, I'm going to dive right in today. So let's talk about the first way an actor could use LinkedIn for their career. It's pretty basic because it's actually how the platform is built. First, you can use LinkedIn to keep track of the people you already know. Okay. In fact, LinkedIn is a fantastic place to really organize and stay top of mind with the people that you've already worked with in this business. Okay, I see Chad not using it yet. Somebody does use it, but not much. Perfect. Well, you don't actually have to use LinkedIn full time to reap its benefits for making connections. And we'll talk about that today. Awesome. Okay, the big mistake I see a lot of actors making on LinkedIn when it comes to really collecting the people they already know is they make the mistake of thinking it's the quantity of connections that they have that's going to get them cast. Instead, it's truly the quality of the relationships that you build that is going to lead to more work. It's quality of relationships over quantity. We're talking relationships here, not followers, okay? So instead of constantly trying to meet more people in this business, why not really get to know your existing connections by strengthening those existing relationships, right? I love this quote. It's one of my favorite quotes when it comes to being an actor and networking. Your network is your net worth. I'm going to say it again. You can screenshot it, share it on stories, tag me. Your network is your net worth. And really, how you stay connected to the people who already know, like, and trust you and your work in this business will really directly affect the size of your career. It is just truth. Okay. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, guys. I see a couple familiar faces here. One of my favorite quotes for actors is from casting director Paul Russell. And I actually have it on my desk now because I've misquoted it so many times. He says, networking is the strongest tool for an actor. Actors get most of their jobs not through formal auditions before strangers and passing acquaintances, but through friends and past work associates. An actor must always be building sincere relationships with those with whom they work and train. Let me know if that makes sense. Give me a like. Let me know in the comments if that quote makes sense. Most of the work you book in this business will be because of a referral, will be because of a relationship you have. It won't be because of total strangers. Chad says, yes, yes. So it's totally worth your time, and you should be spending time every day strengthening these existing relationships over trying to make new ones all the time. Okay. I love that quote so much. And that is where LinkedIn comes in handy, right? Because LinkedIn can help us stay top of mind with these relationships. Okay. Now there's 2 ways we can find the people that we already know on LinkedIn. Okay. Let's walk through those 2 ways because I know we have some LinkedIn newbies here. Okay. Dallas, we'll talk about how we build those relationships today. Okay. All right. So the 2 ways we can find the people we already know in the business on LinkedIn. One of them is super simple. When you go into LinkedIn, you go in the menu bar up top. I'm talking desktop here. Go to My Network and then look to the left. You're going to see a menu bar that looks like this. I even printed it out for you guys because we're going to refer to it a couple times today. Go right under this menu bar and you're going to see Connect My Email Contacts. So you're going to want to connect your contacts to LinkedIn. And it's going to start pulling from your contacts people that you already know. So you're going to want to make it a habit to connect with them. Now, if you've already done this, make sure you still go into that today and check your settings, because it may have been that you only connected it once, and that you don't have it checking all the time. So go connect those contacts, see who you know. Then what you're going to do after you put your email in, you are going to go to contacts on LinkedIn. Go in there, see of the people they pulled from your contacts, who are your contacts in the business? Who knows, likes, and trusts you already that you can connect with, you can add to your circle on LinkedIn. Okay, so that's the easy thing you're going to do today. You're going to go first find the people you know by connecting your contacts. The second way to really start attracting the people you already know in the business is to make sure you fill out your profile completely. And here's why. By filling out certain things in your profile, and I'll tell you what they are in a second, you're giving LinkedIn clues to the people you might already know. Now, some of these things in your profile would be your university, especially if you studied acting, okay? An acting school. Back when I was an actress years ago, I went to the Orange County High School of the Arts, go OSHA, in California, and I can put that on my LinkedIn, and LinkedIn starts finding people that I might know that went to OSHA. Okay. If you've done any kind of internship that's been business related, maybe you interned for a casting director, an agent, or for anything that's business, industry related to acting, you can put that on your LinkedIn, and it's going to start pulling in contacts that may know you. Okay. Special skills also will help suggest people that might know you. Okay. So really, even if you're passively using it, go fill out that. Okay. Go fill out your profile, so that you just are going to, in your sleep, you're going to start attracting the people that know you. Okay. And what's going to happen is LinkedIn's going to start showing you these connections, who you might know, right? You're going to go to that menu bar. You're going to go to My Network. Okay. And this replay will be here when we're done. If you need to review that, you're going to go to My Network. You're going to, what's going to first pop up is all your connections, all these connections that LinkedIn is putting together from the information you gave them. Groups are at the top. Ignore that for now. We'll talk about that in a second. But then scroll down. And what you're going to find, for me, the first thing that pops up is I went to NYU. And so it's trying to pull all different acting connections, director connections, anybody that's, in the business from NYU that went there around the same time as me, right? All these people I could know. Pretty cool, right? So that's what I want you to do today, guys. I want you to go on LinkedIn. Number one, connect your email address if you haven't, and then go into contacts and connect with those people that you already know. Okay. And then fill out your profile too, so that LinkedIn is just naturally going to feed you those leads all the time. Okay. Hey, Katie in the chat. Heidi coming through with informative props. Well, when it's a menu bar, I got it, because people are going to ask me to explain it, and I'd rather have you guys just see it. Okay. One of these days, YouTube will let us share our screens and we could just hop into LinkedIn together. All right, guys. So that's how you're going to find your existing connections. And really, it's one of the best reasons to use LinkedIn. Okay, there's certain platforms, and we can talk about this in the Q&A, that are better for connecting with people you don't know. And there's platforms that are better for connecting with people you already know. And LinkedIn is just one of those. It's fantastic for connecting with those people you already know. Okay, and if it's been a while, so say you're going through those contacts and you're like, oh, wow, it's been like 4 years. I don't even know if that person's going to really remember me, but I had a great time on set with them, and they're really a valuable connection. You can write them a message. Now, this depends on their settings, and if you're like a first degree versus a third degree connection on LinkedIn. But if you're able to send them a message when you connect with them, do it. And just keep it simple. Like, hi, John, I really enjoyed working with you on fill in the blank on this show, right? And I'd love to keep in touch here on LinkedIn. Done. So you've let them know why they know you. So it's going to make them really easy to hit, yes, connect. I know this person. Got it? Let me know if that makes sense. Hey, Sindoro. Hey, Falami. Hey, people. Thank you for joining me. Talking LinkedIn today, okay? And another very important tip when we're talking about inviting people into our circles on LinkedIn, really be careful. Do not send too many connection requests to complete strangers, okay? This means don't send requests to casting directors or anyone that you don't have a relationship with, or mutual connections with. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a second. And really, this is because if you send too many invitations on LinkedIn and too many people say, I don't know this person, which is a thing we can click on, your account's going to get restricted. It's going to get suspended. And that's no good, right? Thumbs down, right? So, LinkedIn is really for building mutually beneficial relationships, not really going out and asking for auditions from people you don't know. Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. Give me a heck yeah, give me a thumbs up so I know you guys are still here. The chat just slowed down. Let me know you're still here. And I know there's a delay too, but I'll wait. I'll have a sip of coffee. All right. Okay, so that's the first way we can use LinkedIn to make connections as an actor. The second way that we can use it as an actor is we can use LinkedIn to research the people you want to know. Okay, great. I see some heck yes, some totallys. Makes total sense. Awesome. LinkedIn's a really great research tool for finding digital intelligence about the people you want to work with. Okay. You can actually use LinkedIn to get closer to that dream project or to find representation by finding the mutual connections between you and the person you want to know. Okay. LinkedIn and Facebook profiles are fantastic for this. Okay. So if you need a referral for an agent or you want to get seen for something, look at the people attached to the project or look at the agent. You can look up agencies on LinkedIn, guys, and see if you have any mutual friends or connections that may be able to introduce you. And start trying to get closer to their circles. You'll notice on LinkedIn, you've got first degree connections, second degree, third degree connections. We want to go from that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, to first degree. We want to be in that circle. So how can you know more of the people they know? Okay. Sindora, you always wondered what LinkedIn was for. Yeah, it's obviously, I'll explain this now. Actually, I figured it was going to come up in the Q&A, but I've said this before. There's really basically 2 types of social media networks. We've got our networks that are interest-based. So they are based on common interest. We on those platforms, we generally follow people, places, or things. That would be Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, right? So that is an interest-based network. Those networks are actually really great for building relationships with people you don't know yet. It's actually totally acceptable. It's pretty cool. Then we have our networks that are more based on things called the graph search, right? Those are Facebook profiles. That's LinkedIn. Really, we connect or we friend people that we already know or friends of friends we already know, right? Or connections of people we've already worked with, right? So those are basically the 2 types of social networks. So Sindoro, LinkedIn is really, really good for those existing connections. However, the Facebook profiles and LinkedIn are super, super good because of that research, because of the search potential. They're really good for research. Okay. This is great for finding those mutual connections, like I just said, but also, when we get back to normal in the world and we have in-person networking events again, hopefully that will happen soon. LinkedIn's really great for gathering social intelligence, about the people that you're going to meet at your next audition or your next networking event. Okay, you can find out so much on someone's LinkedIn profile. And the great thing about that is when you do start building that relationship with them, whether it's offline or online, you can actually make that connection. You can make that about a shared interest instead of just making it about you. Okay. And LinkedIn can really provide the facts that help start this conversation. And let me tell you how you find out this information. So you're going to go, once again, you're going to click into someone's profile. Then you're going to scroll to the bottom. Now up at the top, you're going to find out a lot of information about them. But at the very bottom, if you go to interest and hit see all, a whole nother box is going to open up. And that box is going to give you some gold. It's going to tell you the LinkedIn pages they follow. It's going to tell you their interest. It's going to tell you where they went to school. It's going to tell you what groups they're in on LinkedIn. Oh yeah, that's some gold, right? These are talking points. These are common connections that you guys could have, right? Make sense? Okay, Ernie, I'll get to that in a second. Awesome. So basically we use it to connect with those you know. Those are two ways, Dallas. We're going to talk about a third way in just a second. Dallas was asking, basically use it to connect with those you know and research those that you want to know. Yes, those are two ways, and we're going to get to another way. So like go to someone's page, scroll all the way down, hit interest, see all, and see what common threads you have. Okay. Groups are gold there because you can see what groups they're members of, right? And join one if you would also be a member of that group. If it's a shared interest, a shared hobby, a shared profession, right? See what they're talking about in those groups. See what's important to them. Okay. And then when it's appropriate, you can chat with them about a topic of mutual interest instead of just about your reel or your latest project. You can actually make it about them. Okay. Now, the third way we could do it, Dallas, you're getting ahead. That's okay. That's okay. So the third way an actor can use LinkedIn is you can use LinkedIn groups. We were just talking about groups to find your people, to find your tribe. Okay. And there are LinkedIn groups for just about everything. They're kind of like Facebook groups, right? But I find they're just a little bit more professional than Facebook groups. So to find these groups, I want you to think, how do you fit into the industry? Okay. What type of work do you do? What type of work do you want to do? And then you can just go into search at the top of LinkedIn and put keywords that would help bring up those groups, right? And groups are just amazing social circles where you can find industry professionals and you can kind of rub elbows, right, around a common subject. Okay. And very important when you're looking at groups, look beyond just groups of actors and groups by casting directors. Although those are great, a lot of those are huge. Think beyond that. Who else can you develop a relationship with? You can connect with groups of filmmakers, like-minded women in film, if that's how you identify, or writers, right? There's so many more possibilities beyond just the groups with actors and casting directors. You can learn from these groups, right? And they can also help you build relationships that can really positively impact your career. Okay. So think about who else could really help your career and who's your tribe. And if you create content, LinkedIn groups can be amazing. I've had so many clients find like all their collaborators for their new short film, their web series, by seeking them out in LinkedIn groups, by building relationships. You could find your new editor, someone that does lighting, sound, maybe to complement all of the skills that you don't have, right? We can use LinkedIn groups to find that, to find our tribe, to find our collaborators. It's really, really cool. Okay. Awesome. Dallas, you're super excited to learn this. Yes. Yeah. So those are, the three main ways. But let's go back to groups for 1 second. No matter what group you do choose, it's very important. You're not just going to hop in these groups and start talking about yourself and trying to get cast or, get auditions. That does not work in groups at all. Okay. Promise me that you are not going to do that. The best way to meet new people in groups really is to introduce yourself, to interact with people, support your fellow group members, be a valuable member of the community. I call it a give, get attitude. So are you giving before you're asking in these groups? You want to give, get. Okay. And really that's just the mindset of helping others first. So when you join these groups, instead of asking for something, find ways to help other people in the group first. Okay. And then they're going to be more inclined to help you when you ask, right? That's just a natural reaction. Okay. If you've already helped them, they're going to go, oh yeah, I like this person. They did something nice for me. Maybe I can help them as well. Okay. Let me know if that give, get attitude makes sense. Let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know. So those are the three basic ways that you can use LinkedIn. As an actor, we can use it to stay top of mind with the people you already know. It's fantastic for that. We can use it to research the people, number 2, that you want to know. And really where the power is there is finding those mutual connections, because LinkedIn will tell us that information. So awesome, right? And number 3, we can use groups to find our like-minded tribe, to find collaborators, to find our people. Okay. Awesome. It makes complete sense. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So now that you know 3 ways that you can use LinkedIn to make career connections, you got to do one thing. And you actually got to do it before you ever go out and try to connect on LinkedIn. We should have started with this. I want you to make sure that your profile is complete and it looks awesome, and that the first impression you're putting out there is amazing. It shows you as your best self. It would want somebody to work with you and find out more information about you. Okay. Now, I think Katie put the link in the description. I have a YouTube video on my channel, youtube.com/Heidi Dean. That's 10 ways to optimize your LinkedIn profile so it looks awesome, so that then you can do everything we talked about today and make connections. Okay, so make sure you check out that video. The link is in the description. And it's going to cover profile photos. You need to make sure you have a profile photo, that header photo, a professional headline. It's pretty much your bio and keywords on LinkedIn. It's going to help you come up in search as well. Make sure you have media. You guys are performers, you're actors, right? You can upload your reel, performance clips. You can upload any interviews you have, scenes from your latest web series. You can upload them right to LinkedIn. Gone are the days, 5 years ago, I don't think we could add media to LinkedIn. It was very, very new. Thank you. There's the video, guys, so you can make sure you actually are optimizing your first impression. Okay. And lastly, make sure you fill out your contact information on LinkedIn. So that when you start building these relationships, yeah, people can message you, but sometimes people feel more comfortable going and checking out a website, using a contact form, emailing you, right? LinkedIn lets us attach our Twitter handle, our email address, and up to three websites. Okay, so for an actor, that could obviously be IMDb, your website, social networks, whatever you feel comfortable putting out into the world. Okay, so make sure you have that contact information so people can contact you. Okay, all right. So give me a thumbs up. Let me know you guys are going to do the work. You know, I always say that you can't just watch these lives and not do the work. You know, no one's going to do the work for you. You have to do it yourself. Okay. Hey, Martin, I love that. Be useful in the group, not needy. Yes. Yes. I always say social media is more like a telephone where we have conversations with people than a television where we're broadcasting at people. And too often in both Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups, we see people hopping in, and I think we see it more with performers because they have, stuff to promote. And they hop in, and their first move is to say, look at me. They're broadcasting their news at people instead of trying to have a conversation with people. Okay? They're going right to that get attitude instead of give, get. Okay? So important. So let me know if you guys have questions about LinkedIn or building relationships. I'm going to pull this up in the chat because I did see a question up there. Ernie, hi, Heidi. I've had a LinkedIn account for years in the corporate world, but now for acting, didn't know I could use. I understand I can improve the activity to my IMDb account and increase star meter. Pretty much anywhere that you are going to become more active on social media and get more traffic to will help you increase your Google search results. It can help your star meter. So as long as you are actually, getting traffic and getting reactions to your posts and driving people to that link in your bios, no matter what platform you're on. Yeah, you definitely could. Ernie, one thing that is interesting, one reason a lot of actors don't use LinkedIn is because they have a day job or they have a former job and their LinkedIn profile is set up for that. They might still be in that job. And that is the big problematic thing with LinkedIn is LinkedIn is the network for professionals, and I don't think they quite understand artist and multi-hyphenates because it's not quite set up well where you could have two profiles. You can't have two profiles under the same name. Okay, you have to choose one. And sometimes you don't want somebody to know that you're an actor, but you're also an accountant, or nothing wrong with being an accountant, but you don't want people to know that you have both worlds. So if you are still in the corporate world, you'll just have to make a decision. It could be a former thing on your LinkedIn profile because that's interesting that you were in corporate and now you're an actor. But if you're doing it at the same time, you're just going to have to decide who are you trying to attract, right? You do have to make a decision of like, how am I using this and who am I trying to attract? You don't want to send a mixed message. It's like if I went to your Instagram and you were talking about your corporate job all the time and then acting, that's a little confusing. I don't know who your audience is, and it's going to be very hard to grow an audience. Okay. All right. Now, keep in mind, everything we talked about today, guys, was really about relationships and connecting. Okay. Not growing a following. If your number one goal for your social media is to get a big following, whether that's for your career or for your content, then LinkedIn isn't really for that. I mean, honestly, you're never going to get cast because of your LinkedIn connections. And really, like, I like to keep my connections small on LinkedIn because this is my little club. Like, if I let you in, it's because I know you, or you're a student in my classes, or you're a client, or maybe we have like 20 mutual connections. And then I'm wondering how I know you, right? I think it's better to keep it small than just trying to connect with people who you don't really know, right? Then when you want to actually go get that, that referral and find that mutual friend, now you have like 5,000 LinkedIn connections that you don't even really know. It doesn't serve its purpose, okay? Martin, people can see who is viewing their profile. Does that freak a person out? I don't think so, because, sometimes I view a person's profile for all different reasons. It could be I just saw them on Instagram. It could be they sent me an email and I clicked on it. And unless you have a pro account, you can only see a couple people. So most people don't have pro accounts, especially actors. So, I mean, it doesn't freak me out. That's how the platform is built. Now, if you're like stalking somebody every week, then yeah, maybe try a different approach. But they can't see that you are in a group interacting. You know what I mean? Getting digital intelligence that way. Okay. All right. Johan, the first thing you're going to want to do, I don't know if you missed the beginning, first thing you're going to want to do is what I talked about in the beginning, that will be in the replay, is you're going to want to connect your contacts. Don't start with going and trying to find people. Connect your contacts, build that up, obviously set up your profile. And, we showed the image earlier, go into contacts, upload your contacts, and then fill out your profile so LinkedIn can start finding the people that you know. Okay, so if you just joined, do all that first. Don't message anybody. Do not message anybody yet, and not until you optimized your profile, you filled out everything, and you watched that video that I think is just a couple comments up from you that's on my YouTube channel that shows you how to trick out your LinkedIn. Okay. But if you want to message someone, when you're ready, you just go to the profile and hit message. You're going to notice you can message some people and you can message other people. It depends on a couple things. It depends on their settings. It also depends how close you are to them. When you're on LinkedIn, you'll get to know this, Johan. You're going to see that you're different degrees of separation from these people. You've got a first degree contact, a second degree contact, third degree. The closer you are to them, the easier it is to message them. So if you can become obviously a first degree contact, you can message them. A second degree, it depends on their settings, but you want to get closer to them before you start messaging people. Okay? All right, Martin, exactly. Building relationships is everything. It is, your network is your net worth, guys, as an actor, 1000%. Okay. All right, let me look for questions here. Okay. Okay, Holly Hill Films. Hey, Holly. My LinkedIn includes my day jobs, but I definitely define my industry work. Should I make it more actor specific? Okay, you're addressing this now. Yeah. What's the goal of your LinkedIn, Holly? Is it for acting or is it for your day jobs? So you're going to kind of have to make a decision there, unless they're sister topics. Like if you're an actor, but you're also an acting coach, those could coexist in one page and they complement each other. They'll show us that you've got some acting skills if you're teaching it, right? But if you create content, you're a producer, anything like that, those are all complementary, right? But there are other things that are totally not complementary. Like I said, being an accountant, maybe being a lawyer, where you might want to decide, okay, I use LinkedIn for that, and I use Twitter and Instagram for acting. Okay, that's where it's really important to really know what your goals are for your social media. We did a live all about your goals and talk about visuals, Katie. Katie's in the chat, guys. Give her a shout out. She's awesome social media extraordinaire. manager for Backstage. But we did a live, I'll have Katie drop it in the chat, about how to choose a social network. And we talk about what is your goal for using social media, and then what platforms you should be on. And that will help you, Holly, decide, okay, maybe I should be using LinkedIn for my business stuff, non-acting related, and then maybe I'm using Twitter and Instagram, or Instagram and Facebook, so I reach my goals for my social media. Okay. Let's see. Thanks, Heidi. I transitioned from corporate to acting. Oh, perfect. Then you can include it on there. It's interesting information, but then you're focusing your LinkedIn on the goals that you have now, which is becoming an actor. That's awesome. Okay. I can tell when people view my corporate linked account. Yep. All right. Hey, Reva. Dallas, I'm doing school right now, and so I'm waiting to do some more acting stuff in the summer. Would it be good to wait until I have actual acting stuff to post about on different social media platforms? Actually, I'd say you should start making your plan now, because your social media, Dallas, is not just about acting. Your social media is a well-rounded view about who you are. Yes, it's for your acting career. Yes, we will see when you book something, when you're on something, you're going to spread the word about that. But you also have to leave little connection points that we can connect to, human connection points. It could be that maybe that you're a student. It could be maybe what you're studying. It could be a hobby of yours. What other thing outside of acting are you going to share with us on social media? Right? So we can start following you on your journey and get to know you beyond acting. Okay. I know that, Dallas, this is a big problem. A lot of actors think that, I'm only going to post about bookings. That's being an actor. Well, I'm sure everyone here knows that actors don't book all the time, right? Even the biggest actors don't work all the time. So there's a lot of things that are about your acting career that aren't booking a job. It could be preparing. It could be self-taping, as long as you're maybe showing a blooper and not out actually showing the scene. Preparation, acting class, the books you're reading about becoming an actor. All of that is part of the journey and part of the process. Okay. And some of that's like super, super interesting to people that aren't actors. They don't know the steps that it takes to become an actor. They wouldn't know the first thing about what books would I read? What do I, how do I train? Right. This is all really good stuff you can share. Okay. Okay. Hey, Chad. Yay, Katie. Yes, we always like to give Katie a shout out. And she did just drop a video that is a live I did about the questions you need to ask, when you're considering using a platform. All right. Do you speaking about that, Leonardo? Let me know what you mean by that. Okay, great. Awesome. Well, let me know if you guys have any other questions, and then I am going to sign off a little early because I'm going to go vote. All you guys should vote too. Okay, Dallas, I've definitely watched a lot of your videos on the topic, so this is great. Oh, thank you. I'm here just about every other week, guys, so make sure you subscribe to Backstage right here so you get notified when I go live or any of their awesome other experts go live, and also follow them on Instagram, because they do put out the post every week, so you know what the schedule is. Okay, just in case something changes. I don't know who it was that messaged me. They thought I was going to be here last week, but we tweaked the schedule a little. Sindor, as an actor, is it good to have other activities like movement? In terms of just being an actor, it's very good. You should, a lot of talented actors that don't do musical theater, take dance, take Alexander technique, have taken some sort of movement. Your body is your instrument as an actor, so you should know how to use it. So yeah, that is great. Backstage, yes, make sure you vote if you haven't. Yeah, no matter, if you're old enough to vote, just go out and vote, no matter who you're voting for, guys. So important. Okay. My favorite Backstage marketing advisor. Oh, thank you, guys. How often do I do these lives? Every other week, and right now we're doing them on Wednesday. But check the schedule just in case. But we should be back in 2 weeks. I don't even remember. Katie, do you know what we're talking about? Social media for actors, but I'm actually not sure what is on the schedule in a couple weeks. Thanks, Heidi. I much appreciated. Awesome. Yay. Okay, guys. Unless I get another question, I am going to sign off. But you'll see me again in 2 weeks, and we'll be talking about something else, social media for actors. I'm going to look it up right now for you guys so you know. Let's see. Let's look up my schedule. Question. Someone have a question? Let me know. I just see I have a question. Tell me your question before I sign off. Okay. Oh, it's going to be good, guys. The right way to promote your acting career on social media. So we're talking about self-promotion. We're going to talk about the right way to actually be successful so you don't annoy all your friends. It's going to be a good one. Let's see. How long have you been acting for? Oh, I was an actress. I haven't been acting for 10 years. I've been in marketing and social media for actors now for years, but I was an actress for 20 years before that. I grew up in Southern California, was in SAG before it was even SAG-AFTRA by the time I was 13, and did a lot of voiceovers, commercials, TV, then a lot of theater. Went to NYU for acting, and then did a ton of theater, till about 2010. So till I was 30. So yeah, I was an actor for 20 years, a long time. But now I love what I do, helping you guys with marketing. All right, Dallas, thank you so much. It's fantastic advice and much appreciated. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sindoro, okay, I'm going to answer these last two and then sign it off. Should I post my singing on my Instagram too? I always feel weird about that, but should I do it? Are you looking to book roles that record, where you'd be singing? Then yeah, go for it. Times have changed. 5 years ago, you were either like an actor or you were, an artist, a music artist. But now they're kind of all under the umbrella of artist. I mean, think about how many live action musicals you see on TV, right? Where it's the people on that screen have to be able to sing, right? So if that is one of your talents, then yes, that's something that can get you cast. Okay. And Sindoro, from your picture, you look, I'm pretty sure, because you're here a lot, that you're a child actor, or maybe this parent of a child actor. Yeah, singing can get you cast. So if you feel confident about it, and it's going to be, of good quality for the industry to see, go for it, do it, right? Use Instagram Reels too to do it. Okay, is it recommended to have all network platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter? Or does it have one where you put your time growing a lot of following and set up your info? V-Rod, what you should do is you should choose ones that help you reach your goals. So Katie had put that in the chat, that live I did, that helps you choose what networks are best for you. And we really break it down. Like, this network is best for this. This network is best for this. Because honestly, I would rather see you really totally rock one platform or two platforms than get burnt out on 5, right? Today's live wasn't like, oh, okay, LinkedIn is great for connections. Go join LinkedIn if you're not there and you're like 4 other places, right? So yes, V-Rod, figure out what your goals are and then find the platforms that will help you reach those goals. And that live Katie put of mine will help you with that. And then, yeah, spend your time growing that one. A lot of people look at my presence across social media and go, oh my God, but you're everywhere and you have a following everywhere and you're posting all the time. But guess what? I started with my Marketing for Actors account on Twitter. I started growing my Twitter. I got my posting plan in place. And then I moved to Instagram and I mastered, Instagram stories in all of the neighborhoods. Then my YouTube channel is recent, right? A lot of people think I've had my YouTube channel forever. No, just the last couple of years, right? So I really focused on growing one at a time. And now I'm on TikTok and growing that one like crazy too. So, but I didn't do them all at once, right? I learned one, I mastered one, I moved on. Okay, so yes, don't try to do them all at once, V-Rod 1169. So thank you guys. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Reva. Thank you, Sindoro. Thank you, Holly, Santosh, and everyone that I'm not seeing their name right now. Thank you for joining me. I will see you guys in a couple weeks talking about self-promotion on social media for actors. It's going to be a good one. And until next time, I'll see you guys on social. Bye.